Welcome back again. In this perspective, we are going to be talking about unsafe abortions among young women in Ghana. And joining me in the studio to do this discussion are two very nice gentlemen, very fine gentlemen. And the first person is Wise Alovi. Wise Alovi to my immediate left. He comes from he's the National Coordinator, Youth Action Movement, volunteer wing of the PPAG, or the Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana. And then next to him, I have Elom Kwesi Adawudu, or Elom Kosi Adawudu. And Elom is the team leader, peer-to-peer project. Gentlemen, you look very fine. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Not at all, I'm glad to have you. Now, let me begin with you, Elom Kwesi Adawudu, peer-to-peer project. Tell us briefly what this is about.
Yes, thanks, Komla, for having us. The peer-to-peer project is a new initiative young volunteers from PPAG have developed. And basically what we intend to do is to run a project on the University of Ghana campus and raise awareness on our abortion laws and also on safe practices that puts young women, their life at risk. And so that's basically what peer-to-peer project is about. We started in July and we are running to November. Yes.
Why the University of Ghana?
The University of Ghana because we had a baseline. We did a baseline survey and we had some results. The sample size was quite small. It was among 182 students, but we found out that the situation is alarming because 60% of those who took part in that survey had gone through abortion, and not only that 60%, but out of that number, half had done it more than once. So basically that's why we are focusing on the University of Ghana for now, raising awareness. And we are using peer education because we know peers are a great influence on their peers. So that's why we are selecting peers to do the education in the comfort of the rooms of students.
Okay, thank you. Now, Mr. Alovi, the youth wing of the PPAG, the Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana, what do you do?
It basically complements the work of our mother association, the PPAG.
All right.
So I can't talk about YAM without PPAG. PPAG is basically currently, and since we started, the leading NGO in the provision of sexual and reproductive health services and information. And our works cut across all boards, from vulnerable persons to young people, everybody. And our current focus is young people, and the youth action movement is, as clearly stated, the volunteer wing, the youth volunteer wing of this association. And we complement efforts by doing in-school and out-of-school programs. We go to the vulnerable homes. Last year, for example, we ran a project in Osuri Remand Home that ensured that young persons with special needs and in restricted environments actually have access to SRH information because they actually need it the most.
And SRH is what?
Sexual and reproductive health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So basically the youth action movement aims at ensuring that there's an enabling environment for the young people of Ghana to, one, freely enjoy their sexual and reproductive health rights, and two, have access to needed and wanted services and information when it comes to their reproductive health.
Very good. Now, before we continue our discussion, I'd just like to remind our viewers quickly to send in their comments to us. As always, we value your comments. So viewers, please send your comments in. Send them to 02002 222 054. Once again, the number is 0202 222 054. Now, since we are here to talk about abortion, right? Abortion among young people in Ghana. Tell us, and either of you can answer this question, what constitutes, no, even before I ask that question, I want to ask, is abortion legal in Ghana? Because, you know, you hear contradictory sort of views expressed by the public. You ask them, look, is abortion legal in Ghana? And they don't seem to be sure about what answer to give. You know, some say, well, yeah, others say, no, not quite. What is it? Is abortion legal in Ghana?
Okay, that's the dicey part of it. Our law, let me state for the matter of clarity, is a very, very liberal law.
Okay.
We have abortion policy that is there. We have the law on abortion, and even more recently is the law 129 of blah blah blah. Those legal things, we don't have to go there. But the bottom line is, provision of abortion services is a right to every citizen of Ghana and backed by a legal framework such that there are 3 basic areas where one is allowed to have an abortion service. That's when you say abortion, you are talking about comprehensive and safe abortion care.
Right.
Okay. Now, 1, if the pregnancy is as a result of rape, incest, and defilement of a female who is mentally handicapped in a way,
Okay.
that person has a right to go to receive the procedure. And then we also have the case where it poses a threat to the life and the health of the mother or the unborn child if the child is born, whether immediately or afterwards. If doctors realize that after the child is born, the person in the long run or immediately might have some very fatal deformities, that person would have to be. And then also the third part is, in no particular order, the third part is when the fetus is it has some, the term they use is gross fetal disorder.
Okay.
Such that they would explain to the mother that, look, there is something in there worth giving birth to, but of all the pains and the lives you go through, we as professional doctors and service providers have found out that, look, if you give birth to this, you yourself are very highly likely not to like it, because you are perhaps going to give birth to a child with only one eye, a child with the nose here. You can imagine such kind of deformities,
That
which,
quite
thank God
stressful
to
for the parents,
technology, we can notice that. So, and the other part, which is very, very critical, is where it poses a threat to the mental health of the woman. And that is where, along with us, who define mental health to us. And the thing is, no one in his right frame of mind, and I've chosen my words without any care, in his or her right frame of mind, would opt for an abortion. That is to say, it is only when something is disturbing you that you'd want it. So if someone says, I don't want it, then you should know there is something wrong. That is why we talk about comprehensive abortion care. So you now take the person through counseling, where you give the person options where the person can keep the child, because for all you know, the person only needs someone to support, tell you, look, you can do this, blah, blah, blah. That is part of comprehensive abortion care. Or you say, okay, give birth, if it is a child you don't want, you can give it out for adoption. It is also there. And then the third choice, where you see that, look, if you think when we leave you, you are going to do something silly to get rid of this baby at all costs, we can still help you out, and there are safe procedures.
Okay, so based on what you have said, Mr. Alofi, I throw back my question again. You don't have to answer this one. Is abortion legal in Ghana? I mean, generally,
the legal provisions are very
only under certain conditions. Because from what you are telling me, it sounds as though that you are suggesting that abortion is legal only under certain circumstances and not broadly legal.
They meet at one point. Someone will say it is illegal unless it is out of rape. Someone will say it is legal because you can give it out of rape. And they all converge at one point.
Legal. You know, it cannot be the case that, you know, under certain conditions it's legal.
No, the law uses the word permissible.
Permissible.
Yeah.
Not legal.
It uses the word
permissible. Words are important.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference between what is permissive.
There is nowhere in the Constitution where they actually use the word legal. It's just stated there.
All right. So look, listen, Mr. Elom, forgive me. So tell us, what constitutes an unsafe abortion?
Okay, an unsafe abortion, it's when the pregnancy, you want to get rid of the pregnancy, you have to go to a qualified person to get rid of that pregnancy. And there's this situation where a lot of people use all sorts of means. People mix concoctions and take it and get rid of the pregnancy. So under all these things, it makes it unsafe, because the law rightly points out where you should have that service. It should be by a qualified personnel. It's not anyone who is a medical professional who is allowed to offer an abortion service. So it should be that, and also where the abortion takes place is also important. So all of these things come together to make the abortion unsafe.
All right. So the abortion has to take place in the right environment, the right
Yes.
settings, right
Yes.
modern equipment
Yes.
to make it safe.
Yes.
All right.
By
Okay.
the right person.
And by the right person, qualified medical attendant.
Yes,
I
sure.
imagine. Right. But it appears that the very, very few people, actually women, in Ghana are aware that abortion is available to them. So that safe abortion is available to them. Now, I took a look the other day at the Guttmacher Institute's paper on abortion in Ghana.
Yeah.
And it tells us that 3% of pregnant women and 6% of those seeking an abortion were aware of the legal status of abortion. Those are very, very low numbers.
Yeah.
Only 3% of pregnant women and 6% of those seeking an abortion were aware of
Yeah.
that abortion was available, safe abortion was available in Ghana. What do you think constitutes this low awareness in the abortion provision services in the country?
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if you can answer
yeah,
this.
Yeah.
we young people, let me state for emphasis that our focus is not to tell people to get themselves into trouble because abortion is there. Our primary focus is to tell you that, look, these are the provisions. We've preached the ABC method, the abstain, the be faithful, the use condom, blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
But unfortunately, our educational setups and cultural setups only tells us what to say no to. Say no to sex, say no to this, without telling
That's
us
why.
what to say yes to. You understand?
And why to say no.
And why to say no. So now we are saying, look, instead of even getting your place into a place where you get an unintended pregnancy in the first place, there are methods, contraceptive methods that can prevent you from getting yourself into, and there are various safe contraceptive methods. And this, let me directly answer a question by trying to draw the ratio between those who are aware of the legal provisions on abortion to those who don't know. The fact is, even those who know, even the 3% who know, for the fear of
3%
stigma
of pregnant
women who
6%
know,
of, yeah.
I can tell you that a great majority of that, per the researches and co we have taken place, which you don't want to specifically pinpoint where we do, the stigma associated with pregnancy-related issues and abortion-related issues is so high that even if the person knows I can walk into any government hospital to access safe comprehensive abortion care service, the person would rather hide in his room, take some funny concoctions, instead of going out there thinking once I go there, someone else will see me and say, I'm going for this service.
Indeed, yeah.
So the unmet needs that arise out of family planning, where you notice that a lot of people wish, just as people knew about abortion, people also know about contraceptives. But interestingly, irrespective of the number of pharmacies and co around, people have unmet needs for contraceptives. So nearly half of pregnancies in the entire world, nearly half is unintended. Unintended means it is unplanned and it is unwanted.
Indeed.
Once I don't plan it, the likelihood that I'll want it is very low. And this, the greater casualties is our young people who are in schools, our young people who are bringing us on trade and they think it's not time yet. And those is, so we are first preaching the issue of contraceptives as alternatives to abstinence. And we are also saying, in case you get yourself into trouble or if the contraceptives fail, don't do any unsafe practice.
Indeed.
Go into government hospitals, and we even have what we call post-abortion care, where even if, unfortunately, you start yourself and you are into trouble and you are bleeding and the likes and go to the hospital, interestingly, the National Health Insurance covers post-abortion care. You go and they complete it for you. That's what I call incomplete abortion. They'll complete it for you and they'll put you on some contraceptive method to prevent you from that, of course, based on your
Very
own
good.
choice.
Yes. So good. Look, we don't have a lot of time. We are just about run out of time. So just want to give the last word to you, Elon. Say something to young people in Ghana.
So I want to tell young people in Ghana that abortion in Ghana is permissible under certain conditions. You don't need to go to that quack. Because of the stigma, the quacks are having a field day. And we rightly even saw a nurse doing an expose not too long ago. Go to a qualified health professional. Some people go and cite other reasons. I'm in school, so my parents, because of the stigma attached to pregnancy. And we are able to help them when they come to our clinics to talk to their parents. So these people need help. And so society should open up to them and also receive them. And that's what peer-to-peer project is doing. We are actually encouraging people, referring people to go to the right people for help when they need it. So
very good. Yeah. Excellent. Look, viewers, you have been watching The Breakfast Show on eTV, and I have been talking with Mr. Wise Alove, who is the National Coordinator for Youth Action Movement, volunteer wing of the PPAG, the Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana. And I've also been talking to Elon Kwesi Adawudu, who is the team leader for Peer-to-Peer Project. Gentlemen, I thank you so much for stopping by. I've enjoyed talking with you thoroughly. Okay. I hope that you'll come back again very soon.
Sure.
Good.
Sure.
Have a good day.
All right.
Thank you.